Hi, my name's Vicky, and I just want to share my birth story and breastfeeding journey with you. Um, so, for some context, I'm 37 and a first time solo mum to my little girl Violet, who's 14 months old now. So, um, not a solo mum by choice necessarily, but was in a long term relationship that broke down, and he didn't want anything to do with us. So we've sort of just carried on as a little two there. So um, because I found out quite early in the pregnancy that I was going to be doing sort of everything by myself, it was quite important to me to have like minimal birth trauma. Really, it was something that I'd really given a lot of thought to, and I work in a clinical environment myself, so that was really important. I wanted to like be able to enjoy the birth without worrying sort of too much about sort of her being okay or me being okay and things. So I hired a doula pretty early on, and she wasn't too sort of into the sort of spiritual side of things as some of them can be. She was a lot more clinical. And that was really important for me because I felt that if I was going to be vulnerable and couldn't advocate for myself sort of during the birth, that I wanted someone there who was going to be able to speak for me and just sort of support me like you would hope that a partner would. So ultimately my pregnancy was awful. Lots of sickness, lots of hospital admissions for various things, kidney issues, back issues, all sorts. So it was really quite a rough ride, but thankfully my birth was pretty amazing. So I opted to try for a home birth at first. However, my waters had sort of been on a slow leak for about 4 or 5 days. I went in for a growth scan because they were suspecting gestational diabetes, um, and just sort of never came back out after that scan. They said she was measuring big and they had concerns and things. So um, yeah, it was quite frustrating at that point because I didn't really fit the profile for any gestational diabetes or preeclampsia and things. Yeah, they were quite adamant that I was fitting the profile and sort of didn't really have any evidence to back it up. And I suppose unlike other mums, like I'm very evidence and results driven, and no one could really give me those answers. So I felt, although some people may not maybe like the clinical things, that I really wanted to know everything clinical because that's like my happy place, my safe space. Um, so I ended up going for the growth scan, and they said about inducing me. I did mention that I'd had some sort of a fluidy discharge that morning. They tested, it was amniotic fluid, so I knew that that was when I wasn't going home. So I suppose that was quite intimidating at the time, thinking, God, I've just come in for this scan. Like I was ready, I had a hospital bag and things just in case, but I obviously then wasn't going to get the home birth, which was a bit of a shame. But my backup plan was to just have sort of as an elective C-section as I possibly could. Um, so yeah, I waited a couple of hours. The midwife checked my waters; they'd all gone, so there was nothing they could sort of do in terms of induction. It was going to be the hormone drip or surgery. So I opted for surgery because I just, again, like I'm a surgical and anaesthesia based veterinary nurse, so again, theatre's probably intimidating to a lot, but it's my happy place. And yeah, it's a bit different when it's happening to you, but I understood what was going on, what people were doing, and the process really. So so it actually was really great. So my doula came in with me, she took loads of videos and pictures. She'd sort of told me about these gentle C-sections where they sort of push the baby out of the incision, just rather than sort of yanking her out really and things. So we had delayed cord clamping, skin to skin straight away. So it was just really exciting. I was a little bit intimidated getting the epidural, but everything else was just exciting, in my happy place, interested to see how humans do compared to veterinary. So I really loved that experience. I've got some amazing photos and videos of her being born. So it was amazing, really. So sort of about 20-30 minutes after I came out of theatre and just sort of sat in the recovery bay, sort of recovering. My doula, Lucy, who'd been with me throughout, she sort of encouraged me to start breastfeeding then. So my plan was always to give breastfeeding a good go, but with the, the sort of attitude that, well, I'll have a go, and if it doesn't work, it doesn't work, and that'll be the end of that. And it's, just one of those things. But luckily Violet is a little hungry monster, so she latched straight away. I didn't really have any pain or discomfort. We've been really lucky. We had oral thrush once quite early on, and we've had no issues since. So I'm nearly 15 months in now, still breastfeeding. I really enjoy it, and that's why I've had this piece of artwork commissioned, because it is such a special thing for me and her. And there has just been the two of us for a lot of my sort of pregnancy and after the birth experience and things, and that's what life's going to look like for a good while. So it is just nice and special. It's something that only I can do, and it makes us close. And I think now she's getting bigger, and she sort of comes over to me and starts doing the little toddler attack when she wants some milk and things. And I've just found the experience so nice, and it is nice to see her just fall to sleep, because I fed her to sleep still. And she obviously enjoys it, and she's like a little chunky monster, so I can obviously see the benefits of the feeding to her, that she's nice and healthy, and she doesn't really get sick very often. And I think that I'm really happy that, just for a lot of medical reasons for her, really, that it's really paid off. But it has been such a nice way to bond, and especially now she's sort of asking for it in an even more obvious way, and she wants it, and she wants to be close to me. And I'm hoping that that's helping her form some really secure attachment styles, and she feels safe and comfortable and things. I think things that I didn't feel in my childhood, I'm very keen to sort of try and give her the opportunity to feel those ways, that she's loved. And I always want to be close to her, and I'll come and help her out and things. So and for me, just breastfeeding just sort of feeds into that. So like I said, it's actually been quite an easy ride for us. I really can't complain since she latched on after theatre. She's been fine all the way through. And it's just been a really nice experience. That I wanted to get to 6 months initially, and then a year, and then now we're still going, and now I'm aiming for 2 years. And I'm not sure how exactly I'm going to cut her off. So maybe I've got the opposite problem to some other people who want to keep going and can't. But so having the piece of artwork was really special, because it's just sort of, she's only that little once. It's something I'll only do for a couple of years, and it's just really special that we've managed to do it and had no problems, and it's been a really pleasant experience for us.